What's going on, everyone? So today we're gonna take a look at Wink Win. So what's going on right now with Wink? Well, just looking at the overall charts, it is not looking the best, right? We can see that we have taken a massive dip in the price, and at the current high point, we can see here that basically is like 0.02 give or take. And then if we were to see the current price point right now, which at this price when I'm filming it's 0.001, and then the rest of the numbers at the end. But we can see that the current drop is about 62%. And that's common. That's not unexpected because obviously, looking at these massive green candlesticks here, this price went up super quickly. Like, look at how fast this went up. And obviously, we have to have it eventually sell off. People take profits, which is currently doing right now. So what I think will happen the next few days? Well, there's definitely a lot of different scenarios. And just remember, this video is for entertainment purposes only. This is not financial advice. Be sure to do your research before making any investments. But just looking at the one-day chart, I'm using the Binance Exchange with Tether US pairing. And we can see here that I have the 50 MA right now at this blue line right there. And we haven't actually touched this 50 MA. So for the most part, when we see this massive increase in price, right? So let's just go here and I'll go at this low point on this current view of our charts. And we go up to this increase, and I'll bring it over so we can see this. And let me shrink it. But you can see it's about like a 2,000 plus percent gain, right? So you can see that if I were to go max it out, it's like 2,000 plus percent gain. So when something goes up that high that quickly and it sells off, there's really nothing that can support it, right? There's just green candlesticks. There's not consolidation. There's nothing really there for it to save itself, right? So aka there's no support being formed. So at this current price, we can see that the only thing we can look at right now is basically the 50 MA, at least right now. And obviously, if you use different indicators, obviously you have your own ways. But just basing off the 50 MA, that's what I would like to see it touch the 50 MA. And then depending, once this actually were to continue the downtrend, then obviously you will have a better indication. But just looking at the current chart, there's still some more room for this to continue to drop and touch the 50 MA. And then also looking at the current RSI, we are still currently in the middle. So there's not a real indication if it's too overbought or too oversold. So we'll still have to wait and see what happens. But I like to see this touch the 50 MA and then bounce off of this or consolidate sideways for a bit before we see it break out again. Because if this were to break below the 50 MA and then continue to sell off and trend downwards, then I'd say that's not a very good look on Wink, and that could determine the next few weeks for what happens with the price. But until then, I say we just have to wait and see. And this also is the one-day chart, so we still have a few weeks before this probably could give us a better indication of where Wink is headed. And also, we are in one of the crazy bull markets again. Everything is going crazy, so this could easily bounce off and then break out again, just like a lot of these cryptocurrencies have been doing. But also, you got to be aware of the risk, and this could continue trending downward. And there's not really any real support, I'd say, until we get to maybe these candlesticks, and then obviously the ones where they traded sideways for the most are around this area. So there's still plenty of time for this to continue downtrending and then break back out and trend upwards. So I'd say it's just something you just have to wait and see. And then just looking at the current sell-off, and we can see here it's pretty much been from like April 5th upwards to the day. So that's like what, like 2 weeks give or take. So it's such a short time frame for this to really give you guys a true measure, because in reality, if people were looking at this, they could buy in 2 weeks later, spikes up again. I'd say it's not the most common thing to happen. But again, this is the crypto space. A lot of things could occur. But I'd say the main thing I'm waiting for to see what happens once it touches the 50 MA, and hopefully we can form some support in that area. Now let's just see what would the percent increase need to be for us to test back the all-time highs and reach this resistance level up here, and then also if this were to break out of that and form new high. So let me just shrink this a little bit, and let's just say hypothetically in the next few weeks we bounce off, maybe consolidate, could even potentially dip and then trend upwards again. Well, let's just see at the current price right now, if we're right here, and let's see what this gain. Well, actually, yeah, let's see my measuring. I'm not sure what happened. Hold on, my tool. Let me escape it really quick. Looks like it's glitching on me, so let me try this again. We'll get the measuring tool here, current price points, and then we'll see this percent gain just to test the all-time high. So we're looking at about 157%. So that's a little stretch. I am not gonna lie. For something to gain 157 plus percent in a short time period, that's a super great return. But also that is a lot of money that needs to be traded as well. So that's something we have to definitely consider. And I don't think that's gonna happen in the very short time. In like a couple of weeks. Nah, maybe potentially in a few weeks from now, assuming the market is still bullish, sure. But if you're expecting this in like a few days from now, bounce off like that, like within like a 5 day time span, I mean that I feel like that's highly unlikely unless somebody or some institution or somewhere comes out of nowhere and starts putting a lot of money into Wink, right? So maybe if there's some new updates that are in the pipeline, some new partnerships, anything that I'm not aware of, feel free to comment down below so I can add that to the video. Maybe more people can see that. But just based off what I've seen, I don't really see any major news happening right now. So definitely let me know if you do see anything that's going to be big in the next few weeks or even coming up by summertime that I haven't seen, and then I can check that out and then see whether or not it correlates with the potential for Wink. But we're just looking at Wink, the overall market cap. So we can see right here, we're currently at 353 mil market cap. And then the volume, at least for the last 24 hours, was 230 mil. So in terms of the demand and the actual liquidity, I mean, it's still a huge amount of money, right? Obviously, it's down. But if you go like the markets and just check this, we can scroll down here, and on Binance, we still have Binance as the king with 81% dominating the volume right now with $187 million. So a lot of people might have conflicting things on Wink and maybe whether or not the company's success is going to do well or not. And again, this is the crypto space. This literally could go to zero. The project could end. All of that stuff could happen. But at least currently today, just based off of the numbers, the amount of people trading this, the amount of money being pushed in, it's still a huge amount of money, right? 200 plus million. If you were to see that in any stock today, that's very rare unless something surges up like crazy. So even when it's currently down, we're still seeing 200 plus $1 million. That's a lot of people in demand wise. So that's definitely something I'd say to look to as well in terms of the actual community behind this and the interest. But also, we can just look at the actual Twitter account too to see some updates and actually like the company and what they're doing. Because a lot of people might just look at the chart and the price and just, that's it. But also, you got to see what they're actually working on too, some updates. And for the most part, it seems pretty, standard what they're working on. Just adding some more games and just like promoting some more stuff that they got going on with their Twitter and all that stuff. So that's pretty much the stuff I like to show you guys here too. Showing how to play the new dice game they got here. And just pretty much a bunch of new stuff on their Twitter that they've just shared in the past few days, showcasing things that you can use on the Wink platform. So that is my current view on Wink and what I think I would like to see what happen. But definitely let me know what are your price predictions, what are your thoughts on Wink in the comments below. And be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more updates. And I'll see you guys in the next video.